Hello, third graders. Today we are going to continue to talk about fractions, and our focus today is going to be reading and writing fractions with words and symbols. In fact, that's our math focus today. I can read and, not in the glare, read and write fractions with words and symbols. So, remember, a fraction is a way to describe a part of a whole or a part of a group by using equal parts. So we have been exploring the different fraction terminology or fraction vocabulary, which we've been looking at. The top number is the numerator, or how many equal parts are described in the fraction, and the bottom number is the denominator, the equal parts in the whole. So remember, I kept telling you guys the story about how in our family, we've been describing ourselves or our needs as 1 out of 4 or 4 out of 4. So sometimes if you say you're 1 out of 4, that means you're number 1 out of 4. Your needs are number 1 out of 4 total people. So that's been kind of our funny way of doing that. So today I just want to do a quick look at how to represent or show fractions, and you're going to be filling that in. So, today, so say if I wanted to represent the fraction 6/7. What you're really showing right there is you want to show 6 out of 7 parts. Now to draw a fraction, sometimes it takes a little bit of practice in order to make sure you're drawing equal parts. So I want to make sure I have a fraction that's divided up into 7 equal parts. So I'm going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 equal parts. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just add on right here, do a little math magic, and add on 2 more parts that kind of look equal right here. Sometimes if you're starting off drawing fractions, an easy way to do it is to use rectangles or use squares, because sometimes you can add on something, and you always want to make sure that you're using a pencil so you can erase if you're ever trying to draw equal parts, because it takes some practice in order to draw or represent fractions. So the first thing I've done is I've created a figure with 7 equal parts. Then what I'm going to do in order to represent it is I'm going to color in 6 of those parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here is a fraction that represents 6/7. So I would say it right here as, I'm putting it in quotation marks, 6/7. Or I could also say 6 out of 7. I could also even say, if I wanted to, 6/7. Now, it's good to know that oftentimes when we're talking about math and using math and talking about fractions in elementary school, we don't oftentimes use these last 2 phrases. We usually use this first one as 6/7. So remember, you're reading the numerator on the top first, then you're reading the denominator, 6/7. So one thing that you're going to see with your work today is you're going to see a specific kind of fraction, and I'm going to start talking about it a little bit. We're going to have a lesson about it later on. So you may see something that looks like this. So you may see a figure. So I'm going to draw a circle, and I'm going to turn it into 3 parts. So we know that right away, since I've created a figure that is divided up into 3 kind of equal parts, mostly equal parts, it's supposed to be equal parts, we know that when I create the fraction, the denominator right away, it's going to have a 3 in the bottom, because that's the total or equal number of equal parts I have. So say if you see the fraction, and it looks a little bit like this. All 3 pieces are colored in. So you may wonder yourself, well, what am I supposed to put on the top? If we've shaded in 3 of those equal parts, the numerator, the number on the top, would be 3, because we're trying to represent 3 out of 3 parts. Now, for a second, I just want you to look at this fraction. If the whole thing is shaded in, if all 3 out of 3 parts are shaded in, this also equals a whole number. and that whole number would be 1. So if you ever see a fraction where the numerator is the same as the denominator, you know that that fraction is always equal to 1. So that is something that you may encounter in your work today, and you're definitely going to see in the next week or two as we continue to examine fractions. So I hope you have a wonderful day, 3rd graders, and get that work done and have a, I already said have a fantastic day, but have a fantastic day times 2. Take care. Bye.